All right, so crank it up, turn it down. This is the segment where we talk about controversial drum topics, and we get Sean's opinion. He's been around. He
I've been
knows a thing or
around.
two,
I know a thing or two.
and I'm very
Yeah.
excited to hear what he has to say about these few things that we have on the docket today. The first one is going to spiral off into a couple different directions, I believe. But Sean,
Yes, Adam.
traditional grip. Crank it up, turn it down.
Ha! Crank it up. I love traditional grip.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I love it. You can go different ways with this because traditional grip came, from the old marching drummers, and you would have this drum in front of you, and it was on a sling, and the drum was tilted sideways, and you needed to, hold your stick this way.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna fall.
Flip it around.
Yeah,
I got
flip
it.
it around and play. So it's a little bit of a, old solution to an old problem. So it might not be as relevant today.
Right.
I love playing traditional grip, especially on a pad or a snare. It feels good to me. Playing on the drum set, I prefer match grip. I get around a little bit better. I have more power that way too. If you're playing
Sure.
a little more finesseful. But I gotta crank it up. I love playing traditional grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
To your point earlier when you were talking about it, maybe not being the most practical,
Yeah, probably.
the most modern
Right.
technique. I remember we'd throw DVDs on at the old shop after VHSs, DVDs.
I remember.
I
I was
wait,
there.
we might even need to do a disclaimer. Do we need to do a disclaimer about describing what DVDs
No,
are?
no.
Okay.
That's
We're
like
not that far
That's
along.
like telling a story, and you go back and you say, "This is before cell phones."
Exactly.
Everyone
Then,
knows that. We
of
don't have to
course, we don't
say
have to talk
that.
about it.
Yeah, we don't. Have
So
to
this
say
is a waste of time.
that. Yeah, it's a
what we're
waste of
doing
time.
right now.
Yeah, we can cut this out.
All right, we'll cut it out. Cut it in post.
Yeah. doesn't matter.
We're recording live to tape, which
Live
means
to
we
tape.
don't cut anything out.
Every
so,
flub.
So it reminds me of us putting in this one Neil Peart DVD. Peart.
Oh,
Neil
don't get him
Peart
started.
DVD.
Don't get Rick started.
I just listen. He's in the room, so I just got to start riling him up a little bit.
Neil Peart.
No, Neil Peart DVD,
Yes.
and he talks about when he went back to completely change the way he approached drums because he was real stiff, real rigid and stuff. Goes to see Freddie Gruber.
Yes.
The
great Freddie Gruber.
Yes, the great. And he wanted to switch to traditional grip, and he told him, "No, that's stupid."
Yeah.
He's
right.
like,
Yeah.
"Why would you waste?"
Yeah. And I'll go back to what I just said. It's fun to play traditional grip. I love playing both ways, but I wouldn't bother hanging yourself up so much on learning traditional grip.
Right.
It is a little bit of a waste of time. But if you can play it and you can use it and you can practice it a little bit, it's a great way to play.
Yeah,
It's a great tool
For
to
sure.
break out and be able to play traditional grip.
Yep.
It's tradition. Tradition is there's nothing wrong with it. That's fine.
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, and it changes your approach, just like throwing an extra cymbal on there, raising your ride, flattening your ride,
Yes.
just switching it up a little bit changes your approach to the
Yes.
drum set, which inspires creativity.
But Freddie was
he
onto
even
something
said, "Don't
there.
do it."
He said, "Don't do it." That,
Neil Peart ended up doing it
Don't. Yeah,
anyway,
sure.
but he said
Yeah.
that's basically not necessary for
well,
what you're trying to do.
he was taking that whole jazz approach, and
Right.
he, to
Correct.
really, sink your teeth into that, you needed to play the way that those jazz greats played. They played traditional grip, and you kind of adopt that technique and that feel
Yep.
when you
Of course,
use that traditional grip.
you immerse yourself completely in something. You're listening to jazz. You're playing
Yeah.
like them. You're seeing them. You're
Yeah,
watching.
for sure.
That makes total sense. So crank it up.
Crank
We're
it up.
cranking up traditional grip.
I am.
All right,
I love it.
Sean, crank it up, turn it down. Coated snare drum heads.
Okay.
This is sticking with the theme of things that were for a purpose but
Sure.
might not necessarily be practical nowadays.
Okay. Well, in that case, if you put it that way, let's turn it down.
Turning it down.
Let's turn it down. If you are playing brushes, then
Sure.
you're going to want a coated snare head, maybe even coated tom heads to get that swoosh technique. But I would
right.
challenge anyone to do the blindfold test as we do here at the shop.
Yes, love the blindfold test.
The blindfold test is you turn around or put a blindfold on, and if someone hits a drum, a coated head or a non-coated head, would you be able to tell the difference between the two?
Right.
I would say no.
Right, when
I'm
you're
pretty
playing with
good
a
at it
stick,
myself.
yeah.
I've been pretty good at knowing the difference between a metal drum and a wood drum and things like that.
Right.
When we've done the blindfold test,
Right.
I've been pretty accurate.
Your scores
But
are up.
my
Your scores are up.
gosh,
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think you would be able to tell a coated snare drum head between a clear
Right,
snare drum head.
right.
So traditional wise, yeah, the way a snare drum head looks, the coated look, it's traditional. Playing with brushes, you need that rough texture
Yep.
and such. But it's not necessary if you're playing punk rock and if you're playing rock and roll or anything else. You know, you don't need a coated head. I have a clear head on my snare drum. I have an acrylic snare drum, so that's kind of a look type of thing.
Sure. You can see through the whole thing.
You can see
yeah.
through it and all that kinds of stuff. So let's. What did I say?
You said turn it down.
I said turn it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
All right.
My opinion might change next week. I don't know. I might say
Right, well,
crank it
that's
up.
all right.
I might
That's
say,
the
no,
beautiful
you need a
thing.
coated head on there, man. What are
Well,
you doing, dude?
Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean,
Turn it-
if you're
Turn
you're
it
playing,
down. Crank it down.
listen,
turn it down. Whatever it is.
when you show up and you're playing AC/DC all night,
Yeah.
the coding is not.
I have seen
gonna
Phil Rudd
change.
himself
Yeah.
play
I was gonna
a
say.
clear, transparent head. Did any? Oh, and the great Chris Slade, who played with
There you go.
AC/DC in the early '90s, fantastic drummer. Watch live at Downington, AC/DC, great concert. He's playing a clear snare head.
Yeah. You can't argue with the logic behind it.
Right.
All right, sounds good. One crank it up, one turn it down.
Turn it down.
We're 2-2. We're 50-50. I wasn't even
Oh, was I-
trying to split
Was
you.
I 50-50 last week?
Yes, you were.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, drum racks, turned it down.
Okay.
Pillow in the bass drum,
Sweet.
cranked it up.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to our next segment. Let's talk about some drum industry news.